before this, I mean, this is before this happened, like, I want a friendship. And she says to everyone, listen, guys, I've changed. I've changed.
Have you seen a change? I mean, yeah, you've gotten worse. I feel like you've gotten more disrespectful. And Mary called her out too and said, you need to stop being disrespectful. And no one wants to hurt Christine. We all love the funny, sweet, and out there funny Christine, but I feel like that person's almost gone, and she's just so hurtful to everybody that what choice do I have? I mean, I'm just not going to be disrespected anymore, and I've done everything I possibly can for you, and it's not appreciated, and so good luck. I don't know.
And at the end of the day, like you say, like, you're all, independent contractors and work for yourself, but like, it's work. Like, you got to get work done, and it's all about the business.
Exactly. And
like,
if
who
she
has
wants to
time?
obsess, if all she wants to do is talk about how awful I am, I mean, honest to God, I feel like she's projecting how she feels inside onto me because she's mad I'm not hated. I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm not bending over backwards to be friends with people. I'm just being real. I truly believe that. I know that in my heart. So I'm not worried about what she's saying. I'm like, you're nuts. Like, I don't know. So
Well, and that's a thing. So with Jason, like, we see where it's ending. We're not sure what's going to happen, but like, what is it going to take? Like, there's comment about your ex-girlfriend, and now this happens. Like, what does it take, Jason, to say, listen, you have to leave?
well, I think Jason is, again, just like all of us have been, especially me, have been in a difficult position with Christine. And, we want to give her chances and we care about her, but she makes it increasingly difficult. So at some point, I mean, when that story came up between Emma and Christine, what is Jason supposed to do? He's got no choice, really. So I don't know how things are going to play out here, but I just don't know how he could. I mean, unless there's an explanation that makes sense to Jason, because it's actually his not only reputation but his liability on the line. So like, as a broker myself, like I wouldn't want to take that risk. I understand how he feels. It's difficult. So he's putting a rock in a hard place. He's like, I don't know which way to go. So I really don't know how that's going to go, but I hope there's an explanation that makes sense to somebody, but as far as I know, there isn't.
It's kind of cut and dry. What about, like, I mean, right before we went on air, we were joking. You said, like, oh, well, I'm the villain. There is this narrative out there, like, Davina's the villain.
Right?
Yeah. Like, a little bit, I mean,
Yeah.
how do you feel about that?
I mean, it's laughable to me because I think I'm just very honest. And I think I was, you didn't see a lot of my character. So it's hard to relate to someone that you see only just moments of, that are, of course, edited to fit into this, episode. And there just wasn't much to relate to. Right. And I think if there's you don't see the full context, it's hard to understand. But I think now at season 5, you see much more about who I am, and you see I'm not this angry person, and I'm not deliberately trying to hurt anybody. And I think I have, I know that I have real friendships with people, and I think it's becoming very obvious. So I feel good about my storyline on season 5, and I'm not really worried. To me, it was a matter of time until people would see who I am. I really was.
What about this scene when you went out to lunch with Vanessa, and then, because we have this narrative in the office where Mary's like, we have to cut some water. Sure. We said, you're not selling, Vanessa's not selling, whatever. I know it's editing, but then there's that scene where you're like, oh, go and follow your love. And then you said, well, this could be good for me. I mean, maybe I'm reading too much. I was like, wait, like, are you trying to get her to leave? So
I didn't really say it in that context, but again, like, that's how we have a fun show. So Vanessa and I are great friends. We talk a lot. We just talked last night. She knows I wasn't trying to push her to leave. And I very much support her. And what can I say? It's a show.
Well, here we are in season 5. Like, why do you think, like we said, like, it's such a big hit, like Netflix renewed it for seasons to come? Like, why do you think this show is so, just resonates with viewers so much?
My gosh, I don't know why, but I think because everyone is beautiful in their own way, and everyone brings some kind of glam and fashion and special angle, and there are so many different various personalities that make it really fun and dynamic. And maybe I would hope that viewers can see themselves a little bit in everyone in a moment. You know, people even were like, wow, I'm agreeing with Davina, I never thought I would. And so they can see moments where they can connect with somebody and they can understand, wow, this is a tricky situation and what would I do. And it's fun and inspirational. We try our best, all of us, to bring you fun fashion and just make it really beautiful to watch. And our crew works incredibly hard to make it beautiful. And I think people like it for that, because it's kind of an escape, and the drama is so insane, right? And then the houses are stunning and inspiring, right? So we hope that people are inspired, and that they can relate to some of our interpersonal dynamics, whether they're good or bad. You know, someone's gone through a divorce, so when they see Chrishell in season 3, they can relate to her, and so on. Everyone has a little bit of something that people can connect to, I hope.
Well, the fashion is off the hook. Now, obviously, other than yourself, who do you think has the best fashion if you had to pick someone?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It's hard.
It is hard. If I had to pick, it's tough, because I actually really liked Heather's outfits. Everybody stepped it up and everyone looked gorgeous. Okay. But I think that, like, if I had to pick one person overall, I would go Heather, but I love everyone. Sometimes Amanda has an incredible outfit. You know, sometimes Chrishell is so perfectly put together, and whoever it is, you know, even Christina, whoever. Like, Christina's not my style at all. That's why it's like, you know, not something I would want to wear, but I love it for her because she's a big character on the show, and I totally support that, you know, so.
What about, you know, if you had to like sell or buy a house and, you know, you can't use yourself, and, you know, we can leave Jason and Brett out of this. Who would you hire to sell or buy?
100% Maya. 100% Maya.
Why Maya?
She's a good friend of mine, very close friend of mine. We talk every day, and she's very serious about real estate, and she's been doing it for a long time. Not that the others aren't, or that they're not good. I don't say that, but I just feel really close to her because we talk so much. And I would trust her, you know, with anything. So I would certainly trust her with a real estate transaction.
Were you sad to see her leave and spend more time in Miami?
Very much so. Yeah. I hope that she can still somehow participate. Trying to convince her to come, but it is a big trip, and she has 2 children and she's married. So it's tough, but she is a warrior. So I have hope that she will try to join a little bit.
Well, look, I mean, you know, we have selling Tampa. We already have Maya in Miami. I mean, let's just have come on, people.
Yeah.
What do you have a favorite part of LA? Like, what's hot right now? I mean, we always hear about like the bird streets on MDL and like all this other stuff, like, you know, the high rises. Of course,
the bird streets are amazing. It's quite tight up there though. So like the lots are smaller and it's more like up and narrow.